Hey guys, Claire here, and in today's video, we're going to talk about all things Harry and Meghan. Us Weekly has an exclusive from staff members of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and this time around, there are no unnamed palace sources.
This week, we chose to put Meghan Markle as one of our covers again. To be honest, I didn't expect to do another cover on Meghan quite so soon, as we'd already covered her return to the spotlight just 2 months ago. However, Meghan was thrust into the centre of the news once again because of negative headlines about how she conducts herself as a boss. It's rare that people who work for celebrities and notable figures in the public eye talk on the record about their jobs behind the scenes. So when we got the opportunity to talk to the current and former employees of the Duchess of Sussex and her husband Prince Harry, I felt it was compelling enough to do a cover story. We talked to 5 staff on the record and another 2 off the record, and they say that the previous anonymous allegations made are wildly inaccurate and damaging. They reveal an unprecedented look into Meghan and Harry's work world and also their private world behind the scenes. All 7 employees had a positive experience working for Meghan and Harry. Josh Kettler, who left in August, says he was warmly welcomed and they're dedicated and hardworking. Ashley Hansen, the global press secretary to the Duke and Duchess and the head of communications for Archewell, says her bosses couldn't have been more supportive when she had to take extended time off for a serious surgery. And Mandana Danyani, former Archewell COO, shares that some of her favourite memories were during weekly meetings in their Montecito home, where Meghan always served the most incredible lunches and snacks. The 7 current and former staff members describe a supportive and fun workplace that involves care packages, happy hours, karaoke nights, credit being given for great ideas, and everyday kindness. One staffer told us that their colleagues have been dumbfounded by these claims, saying the stories are likely made up by someone who's disgruntled. This story was important to tell as it shows a counter-narrative to the negative descriptions that have been given anonymously, and these employees wanted to come forward to tell their truth. "We're here for a reason," says one of the current team members. "If you come for our bosses, we're coming for you. We're just trying to do good." Catch the full story on usmagazine.com or on newsstands now.
Why do people hate Meghan Markle? Let's discuss. So I recently posted a TikTok about the Meghan and Harry documentary on Netflix and the comments. Firstly, Meghan represents change, and we know people don't like change. Often when change is around or suggested or possible, people feel threatened, they go into themselves and they challenge it. And I think that's one of the reasons why Meghan is being challenged and hated so much. Because she's come into Britain, she's come to the royal family, and she said, actually, this doesn't work. And people hate her for that. Secondly, she is a woman of colour. If you're American, she's biracial. If you're British, she's mixed race, whatever. She is a woman of colour. And we all know racial bias exists, racism exists. And that is absolutely one of the reasons driving people's hate of this poor woman. As much as there's an argument that racism is not part of the hate campaign against her, it would be silly to ignore it and deny that it is. We often hear narratives of women of colour who maybe have challenged the institutions or have stood up for themselves, and these women are regarded as kind of outspoken and troublemakers who are causing issues. Actually, they're just standing up for themselves, and Meghan Markle is doing that. Again, she's being hated for it. Finally, jealousy. People hate people out of jealousy all the time, and I think this is another example of that. People are definitely jealous of Meghan. She's young, she's beautiful, she's tenacious, she's confident, she's got all the things. So, jealousy. If you were an insecure woman, maybe you would turn on Meghan, and maybe you would hate Meghan, because actually what she demonstrates is that she's a woman who knows what she wants in life and has been able to carve out a great life for herself and her husband and her children. Maybe you would hate Meghan if you were an insecure person. My hope for Meghan is that she is able to get through this unscathed, that she has good people around her and that they can help her to maintain her mental health, because woo, she is going through it, and actually it is deeply unfair the way she's been treated.
Now, in the last video, we spoke about day one of Prince Harry's visit to New York. And soon after I edited and uploaded the video, of course, we got updated photos. And there are two particular photos that I wanted to share that I thought was really adorable. But first, this ex-user said, "Can Meghan Markle kidnap me next?" And honestly, same. I'd love to be kidnapped, live in this beautiful Montecito mansion, and enjoy homemade jams and succulent roast chicken. Now, this particular photo caught my eye, and I was wondering, who is this and what's going on here? She seemed so emotional. Now, this is Diana Award recipient Christina Williams, and Christina says he is just so kind-hearted. Not only was he helping us get comfortable with speaking on stage, but he comforted us after as well. And backstage, he was actually calling Meghan. I thought that was just so sweet, and it helped humanize him. He made sure we had no nerves at all. Williams added, "Here is someone who is in a high-level role, who really cares about young people, cares about our voices and our actions. They say you never want to meet your heroes, but I met someone who I admire, and I'm leaving the experience still maintaining that admiration, or even more admiration, to know that he really cares about the causes that he represents." How sweet. Now, this right here tells you all you need to know about Prince Harry. He's so personable and warm and unpretentious. He genuinely cares. And that's what sets him apart from some of the other members of the royal family.
During Prince Harry's very busy New York week, he was photographed FaceTiming his family before he took the stage. This day was all about honoring his mother, Princess Diana's legacy of work. Here he is on a panel with the CEO of the Diana Award, Dr. Tessie Ojo, along with some of the recipients of the award. Later on in the day, he spoke directly to the audience about the Halo Trust, a project that his mother was very passionate about. Prince Harry mentioned his 2019 trip to Angola, where he was honored to walk in his mother's footsteps. If you're also very grateful that Prince Harry is reminding the world that it was Princess Diana that showed us that service is universal.
Wow, Harry is back on the global stage with a bang. No other word to describe it. So the global digital media industry is covering Harry extensively this week in New York and in other locations as he continues his mother's legacy. I love the way he described that. This time speaking at Halo's event about clearing landmines in Angola. Couple of thoughts from me as ever. Great to see that he has an appropriate level of security whilst he's travelling. We've all seen pictures of him in New York with an appropriately sized security detail. Secondly, he's on the global stage with ambassadors, famous people, people in the media, film industry, etc. He's working hard, and this must make the British working taxpayer-funded royal family absolutely cringe, because this guy's fitting in 2, 3, 4 appointments a day and showing what a brilliant humanitarian he is. Forget the mic, he doesn't need it. Just the work that he does shows the type of person that he is. His following's big. Bigger things are coming. Let me know in the comments what you think.
And he's so right. Harry has done a phenomenal job of packing so many different engagements in such a short time, from African parks to Halo Trust, and my personal favorite, his inspiring speech at the Clinton Global Initiative. It was incredible. Even saw a tweet on X from Chelsea Clinton thanking Prince Harry and so many of the other wonderful speakers.
Kids may get into trouble. I know a thing or two about that. But our kids are being targeted. The harmful effects of social media are made by design. While we embolden both youth and parents, we must also hold digital platforms accountable. Surely, none of us want to live in a world where there is no consequence or accountability. Parenting doesn't end at birth of a child. neither does founding a company. Whether parent or CEO, we have a duty and a responsibility to see our creations through. If corporations unabashedly lack responsibility, it doesn't mean we should do the same. Their platforms may be under our fingertips, but we have the fate of the future, their future, in our hands. When many in our world today seem to conflate opinion as fact and fact as opinion, we have to work hard to seek and reveal truth. For as long as we're debating over lies, we will forever be divided. And when so much of our future is uncertain, we need to meet global insecurity with compassion rather than hate. Inclusivity and equity are not optional. They are the bedrock upon which we must build our communication and community. As a growing movement, the Parents Network is committed to this journey. We need platforms that mirror our highest values, designed with safety in mind. But in the meantime, we can't wait. Our kids can't wait. We need to create programs that teach digital literacy, emotional intelligence, and critical thinking. We need to equip our youth with the skills they need to identify and combat online threats. We need a better digital future, one that we all deserve. We were promised a human experience. Instead, we've been a human experiment. This is an invitation to each and every one of you to open your eyes, ears, and hearts to these realities and to channel our power, resources, and intelligence toward meaningful action. All we have today, in this moment, stems from the defiance of boundaries we once thought existed. We've split the atom. We've walked on the moon. We are more than equipped to tackle this. The future of our world and our youth depend on it. We all just need to want it enough. And I know that I do. Thank you.
And can I just say that that was an incredible speech. Now, of course, it's much longer, and if you're interested, you can check out Sussex.com. Sussex.com has done a phenomenal job of updating things, so check that out. And for those of you who are not aware, the lock screens in the background are children lost to social media harms.
My lock screen is a picture of my kids. What's yours? These children and thousands more meant the world to their families. The beautiful faces you see before you, their smiles, their dreams, all lost. All too soon, and all because of social media.
When I tell you, Prince Harry has been killing it in New York. Phenomenal job each and every time.
Your Majesty, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and friends,
And to round it up, Prince Harry celebrated the 5-year anniversary of Travelist, which of course is an initiative dedicated to transforming the travel industry toward greater sustainability. So like I've said before, if you're interested in the nitty-gritty, please feel free to check out Sussex.com. Didn't want to make the video too long, so yeah.
I mean, it is kind of nice seeing an article where the sources are named, not sources of, or close friends to, or former employee. But when it comes to the press talking about it, if you have names behind sources, it does make a big difference. And it kind of just devalues what the other reports are saying, because they are the ones, they just look like smear campaigns. It's a good article. Go check it out.
I'm scrolling the Daily Mail and I come across this article that catches my eye. I don't know who this Jan person is, but apparently she went to go visit Montecito. So I'm like, oh, let me read it. nothing burger, which I figured it was a nothing burger. It's a Daily Mail. So I figured that they would have no additional information, but I was just curious and I had some time. So I was like, whatever, let me do it. I'm glad that they're starting to realize Meghan isn't coming back. She doesn't want to come back. I mean, would you go back? You know, I thought about it. I was like, okay, so I wonder, like, if I were Meghan, what would my life look like? What would I be doing? And I'm sure I would, like, wake up early, do some workouts, go to the farmer's market, meet some of my friends, do some shopping, you know, be free. And then I thought, in contrast, like, if she still was in the UK, don't quote me, but I think she was there 3 years or so. You know, being monitored, told what to wear, told who to talk to, told when I can leave the house, scrutinized for being affectionate with my husband, scrutinized from what I'm wearing, scrutinized because of my shoes, copied. I mean, the negative outweighed the positive from my like sanctified imagination as I was just envisioning her life in England versus her life in Montecito. So yeah, I'm sure Meghan is loving being a free woman. I can't believe I'm saying that in 2024, but yeah, she from what I read was not very free living in the UK. So why would she want to go back? And I feel like she's made it very clear she has zero intentions on going back. So I think it's a slow news day at the Daily Mail, which I don't even want to say it's a slow news day. Meghan makes the money, so therefore they're like coming up with this article. And I love how it says Jan visits the Duchess, California, and Cape. So like, did she just like fly out? Because the article, it was so much word salad. I think it's word salad, kind of like my rants, but anyhow. So like, did she fly out to Montecito and stalk her house? Like stalk the locations where they say she's been spotted? So it's very confusing to me that this reporter would go out to Montecito to see what Meghan is doing. I thought they didn't like her, right? Like, make it make sense, because it's not making sense in my brain the more I rant about this. Like, if I don't care for someone, I do not care what they're doing throughout their day. It's very confusing. But anyway, I just thought I would just like daydream what it would be like to be Meghan, because myself, who I'm not a hater, I'm thinking Meghan lives a pretty fabulous life in Montecito. Good for her.
Finally, this is what I've been wanting to see. Meghan and Harry's team hitting back. By a show of hands, who remembers this article that was posted by the New York Post? It's pretty much just a major hit piece on Meghan a few weeks back. After a recent report branded Meghan Markle as Duchess difficult, current and former staffers have gone on the record with us about what it's really like for Meghan and Prince Harry. And this isn't your typical royal exclusive where you would have sources close to the couple speaking out. No, this is staffers, both past and present, who are speaking out, and they're attaching their names to it. It also describes how Harry and Meghan are as bosses as well during their weekly Zoom calls, and the fact that they chat and that they're fun. They sound very thoughtful, and they just seem like two bosses who want to take care of the people that are on their team, and they have maintained relationships with people who are no longer on their team as well. And then it goes into the fact that loyal staffers take the outside criticism to heart, and they said, "We're here for a reason," says the current team member. "If you come for our bosses, you're coming for us."
Harry finally put his foot down and is telling Meghan she can't put the kids on her new show. I thought you wanted to see the kids. Yeah, of course we do. I haven't shared photos of the kids in like 2 years. 'Cause Harry doesn't let her. Oh, okay, I see. This is just latent colonialism being rechanneled. This is Harry finally putting her in her place. Can you not hear yourself? Can we get back to the point? Is it not pointing out your blatant attempts to create a narrative in which a put upon white husband finally triumphs over his domineering wife of color? The point is that she's not filming her cooking show at her house. She's using a rental. Yeah, no one wants a TV studio in their kitchen. People on the internet film cooking shows in their house all the time. She's not making a sandwich every day for the internet. It's a full TV production. No one wants to wake up to a Grips gig butt with their coffee. No, see, she's lying. You're the one publishing this weird colonizer kink. It's Miss Ham. and hate her. You think this is the way you're gonna win him back? They make us money either way, so
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell.